Boom guys, you already know what it is. You know LT aka TANKdGAMER. Now today we'll be playing some Tekken 8 and I'm using my boy Kazuya Mishima. Now this is a little short guide for you guys getting started, or those that just want to know how to pilot the character a bit better. Shout out to those that are the badass, father killer, hardest Mishima player. It's in the game. We're going to be making sure you go from matches looking like this, and instead you dominate the field, kick players through walls, hit them up with your juggles, catch them with your 50-50s, your hell sweeps, you name it all, dominate the field and have you more consistently getting perfects like this. Always, let's get it. Bow! Guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've been playing Tekken for a month right now. I'm a brand new player to the game, but I've been destroying these legacy players, man. These people that have been playing the game for years on. Boy, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Have you not been learning the game? Well, anyways, here I'm about to show you a tutorial. Bear this in mind, I'm not no pro or anything like that, so I'm not going to show you no advanced techniques or anything crazy in it. But I'm just showing you the fundamentals and basically the techniques I use to basically win my games. So if you guys want to kick back and enjoy, get ready. Let's get it. Bow! Now, straight off the bat, you know his prime moves, such as forward 2. You want to be using that move quite a lot because they get some range, and also you want to be using his hell sweep. Now, another important variant of Kazuya will be his God Wing Fist and his electric version as well. So when doing a God Wing Fist, you get -10, and then when you do the electric, you get +5. So it's important to get the electric God Wing Fist out more efficiently than you get in the regular one, just because you're getting more frames to your advantage, which you can actually attack your opponents with. At the end of the day, with Tekken, you don't really want to give your opponents enough time to recover. You want to be kind of putting the pressures on them, so you want to be learning moves that have better effects on your frame advantage. So this puts me in a neutral. That means my opponent can attack at the same time, but more time, if you are pressuring your opponent, they ain't gonna know what way to attack. So if, for example, if he's in this motion and your fastest frame move is normally going to be, he's left with an uppercut, which is putting him into a 13 frame move. Now, for example, if I hit him here and then follow up with my 10 frame move, I'm going to win that battle. Now, there are some drawbacks to this attack. One, your opponent being in a crouch state and then being able to attack from mids or even lows against you. But more time, your frame data from your jabs are going to be faster, and most of the time players end up standing up correctly because they're not used to being in a crouch state in the middle of the battle. But it all comes down to your discretion. If they do decide to punish you from lows, then be counteractive. Now, another cool tool of Kazuya would be his leg kick. So to do that, what I do is I press diagonal back and I press 4. So you can see the low kick, the frames are 20, so sometimes if you just hit and jabbing your opponent, they're not really going to expect it right there. What they would end up doing sometimes, they may get mixed up with this move. So if you are fighting your opponent, you're hitting them with that move and that move, it starts with the same leg, right? So in a pinch of a battle, they're not really going to notice which one's different, so you should still be able to get like the hit on it. If they start blocking low, hit them up high, you know, and they're going to suffer if they get hit by that move. I'll just show when he's not blocking. So you can see, now if he's attacked, he's going to be in a counter move here. If it's not attacked, then he's just going to stagger a little bit. But he's still, I'm in +7 frames, so I can go into a move like this straight away. Another good tool of my boy Kazuya would be pressing down 1-2. So what it does, it goes for a knee buster. Now if you're doing down 1-2 in the middle of that motion, if you press back, what it'll do, he'll cancel it. He'll cancel into a crouch animation. Now you can't hold it, but what you can do in that motion is bull, little gut punch. So all you need to do while rising, press 2. You can also go into your wing god fist, your uppercuts, like that, or even your grabs. And then obviously you can continue it from that point on from there. Now the wave dash is an essential part of the Mishimas. The reason why is because it allows you to get into certain of their best moves. So example, while I'm doing the wave dash, I can go into a hell sweep. I also go into the kick as well. It also helps me to as a forward moving motion. can land moves like that. And just to show you the benefits of doing it normally. So, for example, the move only goes this distance. If I do a wave dash into it, see the distance, how it changes. So, a great increase from what I've done there from here. I can see where it travels. Now, to do that, all you need to do, because I found this a bit difficult with all the tutorials we've explained before, but you press forward. So, with Kazuya, he does a misstep. But once you do the misstep, instead of doing a shortcut way, which would be forward, diagonal, down, what you'd have to do is the original way, which is forward, down, slide it to the right, or your forward direction, and then start with forward again. Get out of the goddamn sky! Going into his heat form, his devil trigger. Now, the good thing about this is it actually kind of excels your normal moves. So, for example, pick him to face, you shoot a laser beam. You get your electrics pretty much free. So, if you can't land them, when you hear that ching noise, it means it's granted you your electric without you having to perfect the button input. Another cool trick of his is that you can actually stomp the ground. Even though it does no damage, what you can do is you can go right into your wave dash. Bow. And you can kind of grant your moves. Again, you can go into grabs. Oh, and so on, etc. Now, with Kazuya, I've been told he's one of the hardest characters in the game to learn, and the reason being, I think, because of his execution when it comes down to his moves, like his combos and things like that. Because, for example, most characters in the game, they have a hop kick, where they jump in the air and they kick, right? Now, Kazuya hasn't really got one built in. He has to jump first, and then get the kick. But if you look at here at him, you notice I didn't get the bounce, right? So they didn't jump in the air. I couldn't get the juggle, I couldn't get a combo in. But if you time it right, as you can see, he's able to launch them right in the air. So, I mean, that's just part of the execution points when it comes to Kazuya. You really got to know how to kind of time it right. My bad. Like that, to go into a hop kick like that. So it's kind of difficult compared to a lot of other characters that'll get like a little free kick ups and things like that. But there are other moves you can learn to do combos with. For example, bam, 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 bow, like that as well. Obviously, if you land your electric good wing fist, it's more damage for you anyways. Now, a good combo I can show you for you guys if you are using Kazuya. You can go into electrics, bam, 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 and a kick, just to finish it. So that does nearly around half the damage of health anyway. So, you know what I mean, it's a good lineup rather than the essentials they do give you from the combo training. So practice that one out and see if you can land it. Another cool thing about Kazuya will be his wall pressure. So, for example, by me pressing the forward down diagonal input and then pressing 3, go for the little knee buster, and then I can combo that with 2 and then 1. So what that does, bow, I can release it early, or I can hold it, or I can even delay it. But as you saw there, when I hold it, he presses against the wall. Now, once he presses against the wall, it leaves him open for my next attack. I can say I got a plus 18 frame. So that means I can lead into a lot of moves where I can even go for that. I can go overhead. You know, I can just apply pressure on him, or I can just continue doing it. So that's a good way to kind of get your opponent a position against the wall. You know what I mean? Just kind of give him problems. Now, the cool thing about this move, you can actually frame trap your opponents. So if you go into it correctly, as you can see, I can just land that move there, bow, and it just gives you a little more 4 frames so you can actually play with. Now, once you landed your opponent onto the wall, you've got a nice combo in. You can then do that kick I taught you about earlier on. What this kick does and why it's so good is because, for example, look, his arse cheeks are facing you. He's got his arse exposed to you, right? That means he can't even retaliate by kicking you back anymore. So you can just play around with him, boot him, bow, bow. You know, you can just shuffle him around if anything. And last but not least, I want to tell you about Kazuya's game plan. There's a reason why he's got like laser beams and long distance moves. And that's because he's supposed to be an out of range character where you struggle to get close to him, but he can get close to you by using, like, you know what I mean? his little wave dash, things like that. You know what I mean? His laser beam, just to intimidate the opponent, making it feel like you're a threat from an outside and things like that. You know what I mean? Even when he transforms, he can still launch in the air. I wouldn't really recommend using that move, but sometimes it's just pretty good if you catch them unexpectedly. But it does leave you pretty exposed in the air because you can't really move around, so you're just a floating target. But yeah, I mean, that concludes all about Kazuya. Keep your opponent from the outside, get in easy, catch them when they're slipping. You know what I mean? I know it's hard for executions and things like that, so just trying to practice your timing with him, things like what combos you can land, etc. And you should be good. But if I've missed anything out, just please let me know in the comments box below, and I'll run through them, and hopefully for the next video we can kind of elaborate a bit more on that. Anyways, you already know what it is. You know LT, aka TANKdGAMER. I'll see you in the next one. Let's get it. Bow! We out. Left with them enemy, must be crazy with a fiend that can grab me. I'm still rising, I came with integrity, two to the game. I'm breaking like a referee, but I'm not waiting. I play with this energy, so I keep scoring, shooting like a penalty. Ways on a train, make games like a century. Cool for the pain. Cells that react, maybe go on stronger. System go lit like a TNT wick spot. If they be launched at me, then I'm on guard. They need to retreat, they be beating this thing, your feet up. Nobody in the freezer, healing up and cut like a rim cut Caesar. I'm sending like a ruler. Once in a blue moon, go ape like a Vegeta. Don't you give